ahead and use these. What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good!
Well, I'll tell you, nobody handles garbage better than we do.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. What are you smiling about?
Dude, I almost had you.
Left cheek! Left cheek! Left cheek!
Welcome to my next unboxing and review. This is the X-Transbots MX-XXXII 86 air support Jian. So this is a masterpiece version of masterpiece scale of the Protectobots blades. So let's kind of get it out of the plastic bag and show off the box. So here we have the front of the artwork showing blades off, and they're showing his code name. And on the side it says, "War does not determine who is right, only who is left." And then on the other side, some artwork, the same quote. The top, X-Transbots Master X series. And then the bottom, these are QR codes for videos on transformation. And then kind of a tease for the last member of the Protectobots. And on the back is that artwork, that a la of the G1 packaging, and then like his tech specs on the back. I'll kind of freeze it for a second. You guys can pause and read it. So let's get to cutting the tape and popping this guy out of the package. So here is the collector's card. So I can't remember if the collector's card is like that. Then I have imagined that the instructions are digital only. accessories. And there goes the blade here, helicopter blade. And let's see, let's raise this up a little bit. Tilt down. So here he is out of the package, well, in the packaging. And he's packed with his arm piece. And then here he is, his robot mode. Wrapped in a plastic baggie. So let's kind of get this styrofoam out of the way and take a look at the figure. Really decent looking head sculpt. Let's see, it looks like some of that's not tabbed in. We'll mess with that later. Here he is from the back. Yeah. Let's clean him up and then we'll go over articulation. Okay, let's check out articulation. So the head is on a ball joint and it's super stiff. I mean, he can look back that far. Feels like there's a hinge, but I'm not gonna stress it. I mean, there's a hinge right there. It's just I can't get it to go forward. He can do sideways a little bit, not a lot, and then 360. See, next up, shoulders. They can go up to here. Is there kind of a butterfly, but that's part of the transformation. 360. There is a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, get you up to there. His hand, let's see, the thumb is on a swivel, so it can just kind of go like that. And then the fingers have a base knuckle, the index finger, the pointer is on its own, and then the remaining three are on there together. You can rotate the wrist. Let's see. So, is what's weird with this guy? He has an ab crunch, but as soon as you go too far, like the innards start pulling away. So it doesn't really have much of an ab crunch. Let's see. The legs can go that far forward, that far back, and then if you want to do the splits, the rear hip skirt is kind of in the way and rubs. Does not sound good, but he can do the full splits. There's a little bit of a thigh swivel, so not much. And then the knees on a single joint knee, and that's as far as it can go. And then, so what I've noticed manipulating this guy, things just come untabbed. I mean, stuff was untabbed out the box. So the foot can go that far forward. And then there's a rocker, but not much. So the legs are really limited on this guy, and then as you manipulate them, things just come untabbed, as you can see. So let's go over the accessories. So he comes with a pair of blasters that tab onto his legs, and they tab right here, maybe. As everything else comes untabbed. And then he comes with his own mini pistol. And you can open up his hands, swivel out his thumb, and just like your typical masterpiece weapons, tab in their hand. Now they're supposed to tab in their hand. But the hand's tight enough, it can secure it. And these already fell off, so. So the next thing is he has a pair of rotor blades, and the proper spot to store, well, you can store them in robot mode, but this rotor blade doesn't turn very well. But they're supposed to store like so. I don't know why that doesn't spin. One's supposed to go this way, the other one's supposed to go the other way. Also, these can be used as swords. So you can see there's a tab. You can tab into his palm. Possibly, if I can get them in. No, it doesn't tab in, but they're supposed to be swords. And then he has some more accessories, but they're more for helicopter. Oh no, he has faces. So let's show off the different face sculpts. So here's a stoic look. This is the face you make when you try transforming X-Transbot stuff on camera. And it's a more rounded, frowning face. Yeah, so let's try to do this transformation. All right, so let's try transforming this guy. So first thing you want to do is collapse his hands all the way. And the panel opens up. Rotate his hands in. And then collapse that panel. Same thing with the other side. Open that up. Rotate the hands. There. Next, we want to rotate the arm to where the panel that you just opened up is on the back. All right, now next up, we're going to unfold the things around his arm. But first thing you can kind of do is get these the skis. You can unfold those out, and then you can start opening this panel up. Kind of rotate it up so that way it kind of keeps. All right, so you kind of want to rotate the arm so it looks like this, and then this panel opens up, rotates, and that's kind of what you're looking like right now. So we'll try to do the other side a little bit better. So kind of rotate this up so that way you can kind of unfold all that and it's out of the way. And kind of rotate it up. Rotate at the thing right before the shoulder, and then bring this up. To where you're kind of looking like this. And then rotate this panel. Rotate that. And it just kind of fits in for now. So you want your arms kind of looking like that. All right, so next up is what we want to do is kind of rotate the whole shoulder. So this whole bit rotates. Like that. And then we're going to rotate the arm up. Same thing with the other side. It's going to rotate like that. And then the arm's going to rotate. And you kind of see how that double jointed elbow just goes flush. And then next you want to open these pseudo, not really butterfly joints. Untab those. And they go forward like that. And then you want that to go up. And then now we're kind of above the head. And we're looking like that. So that's where we are now. Next you want to open up these red flaps. All right, so next up we're going to undo these flaps from the side where you kind of see the side of the helicopter. Then this is going to come on tab if it's not already untabbed. Bring this panel up, pull that up, pull these side panels out, and then next up that's going to come undone, the waist. And then is what we want to do next is rotate these panels down. So that way you can rotate these red flaps. And just leave these like this for now. All right, next up, there's these white panels that need flipped out under his head. And then once you have those panels flipped out, you can flip these in. All right, so now we're going to try to form more of a cockpit. So it's what you want. Kind of untab that a little bit. Flip that up. Flip that around. And that'll go like that. And then you want to clear this panel from the rotor assembly. Like that. And see, next up we are bringing, let's see, these panels up, and they tab in. No, they're supposed to tab in. I don't think they're a super tight tab. Actually, they did. Next, you want to bring the front of the helicopter I don't know if it helps to kind of clear this out of the way. That's going to tab in. And you're looking like that. So let's see. Next, we want to so this part is the bottom of the helicopter. It's going to tab in. Down below. It's a really tight. I don't. And then you want to untab the head. I think rotate it 360 and bring it in. I don't see any. There we go. There are two little tabs. So tuck that head in, and then that's what we're looking with right now. All right, so let's move on to the legs. So one of the first things we have to do, so the hips have like a drop down thing to help rotate it. There, see how they just, and then, so you probably should have done the legs before we did that. I think that's the furthest that goes down. Make sure. And then rotate it. Now I gotta fix these panels. There. And after we rotate it, we can push it back up. Next thing we want to do is pull out the feet, and then they come apart, and we want to turn them into a panel like this. Same thing with the other foot. Flatten it out like that. Your feet should be looking like that right now. So this might be one of the more complicated steps to this guy, is doing the leg. So you kind of want to untab it, so that way you can flip this around and then flip this panel forward and then flat like that. So your best bet is just kind of undo that panel. It's because it's tabbed right up here. Kind of see where it's tabbed in. And it's tabbed in down here as well. There we go. So now once you can pull that forward, and then this panel flips in, and you flip it like that. Now next you can kind of just start to undo everything that's in the leg. Everything just kind of unfolds. That panel kind of goes out, that one folds down. Do the same thing on the other side. All right, so next what you want to do before like unfolding all this stuff, the panel, that front leg panel, you want to fold it down like that. And then we're rotating the foot. Hold on, you need to rotate the foot so it's like this. And then you're rotating it down. And then this panel kind of just collapses in on itself. So we'll do the same thing with this one. We're rotating that front leg panel. Rotating the foot around. Before we do that, let's see, we gotta rotate it. There. Now we can rotate it. Oh, this is not gonna be fun to transform back into robot mode. Here we go. I think I got it now. There. Should fold flush like that. And that panel goes in like that. This one sitting flush, this one's not. Why is this one not wanting to get flush? That one's relatively clean, this one. Yeah. But that's how those should look. Alright, so let's see if this is kind of the, not the home stretch, but so you want to rotate this 180, rotate this 180, and then now is what we're doing. Let's see, kind of fold this stuff back in because what we need to do is we need to spin this around. Which way we go on here? Alright, so next up, this panel you kind of want to spin that around, and then once you do that, that can open all, you can open all this stuff up, and then that all tabs like so. Same thing with the other side. Flip it around. Then you can open up that panel. and that can come up. So you're kind of looking like this. I kind of pulled this panel up too because I think it's going to make clearance a lot easier for other stuff. So you can flip this out. It rotates. And we can start tabbing the tail together. And then kind of cleaning up the exhaust. Make sure that panel's still up. And that little panel kind of collapses in. And the tail should just be tabbing all in together. And clean these wings up. Try not to drop it. And then that blade goes like that. Alright, so pretty much once we have this together, we kind of want to clean this up on the bottom because that's going to be our underbelly, and then we just have to pretty much tab everything in. And then that panel came unflipped. Might have to clean this up off camera just because of how tricky these panels are. It's kind of annoying how that panel just falls down. I mean, as you can see, there's just a lot of stuff that has to tab in. Let's just clean this up off camera. All right, so we have it in helicopter mode. Wow, what a pain in the butt to get all these panels situated and lined up. Also, these panels right here are supposed to tab in, but they do not tab in very well. See, if you want it to look flush, it just comes on tab. Rotor blades, I don't get this rotor blade thing. Like, it barely spins, and then they don't stay opposite of each other. And, you know, there was like a tab that was given resistance, and I don't know if I broke that, but there was no way to like a lift to rotate it, so they're out opposite like this. So kind of disappointing. The other thing, like in transformation, like I had a hard time. I couldn't get these windows to line up, but that spins fine. And then that came untabbed again. But it's, you know, typical X-Transbots. Like the transformation, I wouldn't say is too challenging. It's just not fun. So here's a couple of things. So in helicopter mode, it does have weapons. He's got a pair of these blasters, and they can tab on the side like this. And I think his handgun can tab in on the bottom to be like a chin cannon. First aid helicopter, but kitted out with weapons. The other thing is, so you can slide these rails out if you want, and then go with this look. Maybe. I shouldn't have took those out. Now these suckers don't want to pin in. But that kind of gives you an idea of what it would look like. And then the last thing is, so his arm combined bit can turn into like a landing pad for the helicopter. So that's what you want to do, is unfold these metal bits. And man, that one's super tight. I'm not even going to try forcing it. And then kind of just rotates that around. Such a silly thing. I'm trying to figure out where it rotates. I don't know. It's supposed to. Whatever, so it's supposed to sit like this, and then this is a platform for the helicopter to sit on. It's so silly. But anyways, so I mean, that's something you can do, but who's going to do that? Let's see, let's do a little quick comparison. So here he is in vehicle mode next to blue streak. Alright, let's get him in arm mode. Alright, so what we want to do first is we need to, I'm just going to take the rotor blades off because they just get in the way. Set those off to the side. Is what we need to do is, first thing, we have to get this separated. Kind of go back to square one, basically. It's like it's like I have all my X-Transbots in bot mode on display. This guy might be ARM mode on the display. Just because of how much of a pain in the butt. Let's get those untabbed first. There we go, I got that untabbed. Do the opposite side. And then let's start separating this. And make sure to undo that. And this panel needs to go up too. There, now that's separated. Now we can kind of pull this apart. There. And bring this down. Might help to kind of get these panels out of the way. And this, what's going to happen is the thighs come off. And I have a feeling it's going to be a pain in the butt. They're just tabbed in. The problem is there's not a real good spot to grip them. Like that. They just pop off. Yeah, they just pop off. Like I said, there's not a really good place to grip them. I think maybe once you get that tab undone though, because there's like a tab, and you might have an easier time to pop those off. That one kind of a little bit easier. All right, now that we got those off, just kind of set this to the side, and then we can start doing the legs. All right, so essentially is what we're doing is we're putting the foot back to robot mode. So it's just not, or the leg, but it's just not connected. So what you want to do is split this open, this wing, it was folded up like that. I'm going to bring the thigh piece back up to here. That should tab in. It goes like that. All right, first you want to flip this in. Yeah, then you can put this down. I'm gonna rotate the engine. Rotate it like that. Foot is gonna go back out like it was. that in. That'll tab like that. Foot will go back around. And then this panel goes around like it was. That can tab in like that. See, it's what it looks like. And that tabs in together like so, but it feels like this must be down further. So it can tab in, but maybe it doesn't tab in. Yeah, so that's pretty much all for that foot. All right, next, let's see if we can get this one transformed. So, like the other one, you want to split this open. Thigh piece is going to go up. That panel is going to go up. That panel goes like that. Collapse the rotor blade together. And how was this? That. Spin the wing. This is gonna go like you gotta remember it all fits into each other, so there's a certain way to fold it. So I don't know if I'm folding this part right. Yeah, that's the only way it goes. Oh, that's right, then that spins. So then you want it, so it should be looking like that. And maybe this wing goes up like this. Yeah. And there, so that's how you want that to look. Make sure that's up. And then we're gonna bring the foot around. Open it up. Take that around. Try not to drop it. It's just a lot of rotations. So you get the foot looking like that. Then that folds like that. This panel folds like that. Tab that side panel there. Tab this panel in here. Make sure that's tabbed. And then build the foot. There. Now we have a pair of legs. Lower part of the legs. Alright, so next up, you want to take them, tab them together like that, and then grab the forearm, open that up, bring the fist down, and then these are going to go in like that. And is what this tab right here is going to tab into the side of the foot. Maybe. Like that. And that one came off. Wow, this thing is finicky. Do the same thing with this side. And there's a tab over there. And then next up, this plugs in. I'm trying to do is trying to get these tabs in to the forearm. There, I think they went in and they came out. Really doesn't lock that great. Come on, get in there. I think it's just like a thing of trying to line them up. That's the finicky part of it. I got the one side to line up, I just can't get this side to line up. Now this is the tab, and I think is what helped is the knees or whatever, the lower part of the knees, I kind of turned in and got them to let's see. So now we need to get this portion up. So is what goes, so here's the tab right here, and then it goes into this port. And then you just have to finagle everything in. And guess what? Tab everything. Ow, mother. Flip those panels up. Squeeze those panels in. Tell you what, there is nothing worse than these panels that do not just want to plug in. All right, you kind of just got to make sure the thigh pieces are tucked out of the way. But you know what? This are these supposed to go in? I think so. Make sure the skis are folded in and they kind of just tab in. And then you can take the blades, plug those back in, and have them pointing up like that. And here we go. We got the combined mode arm. Kind of came a tab down here, and yeah, they just come undone. What a wuss. Kind of check out the articulation. So this is the shoulder. So it looks like you have pretty good, you know, not a whole lot. And then a ratchet there, and then there's a double jointed elbow. And then the hand, the palm can go out and come untabbed. So finicky. But the thumb is on a base hinge, and then 2 hinges actually, and then a secondary knuckle. Each finger has a base hinge, 1, and a secondary knuckle. And then the wrist rotates. Kind of has a little ratchet, not a whole lot. But yeah, let's go to final thoughts. So I did put it back into robot mode. There was a couple things I wanted to show off before we do final thoughts. And so one thing that I found out during transformation, his head does, you can kind of get his head to go forward like that. But it's one of the best ways to change his faceplate out is kind of flip his head backwards like that, and then you can pull his head apart, and then the faceplate can come out. And then you can put the new one in, and then put the head back on. So, you know what? Let's do some robot comparisons. Alright, so here he is with the rest of his X-Transbots team. Here's Groove, First Aid, and Streetwise. So the only one we're missing is Hotspot. Whole other thing for comparison, here he is next to a Takara Carbot and Fans Toys Sound Blaster. Alright, so let's go to final thoughts. Alright, time for my final thoughts. What a tabby mess. This guy, he just doesn't want to stay tabbed together. And then after you transform it the first time, things are loose and don't want to stay together. Transformation, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It wasn't as good as I thought either. Or it wasn't terribly hard. Once you started messing with it, you kind of got in the flow. It's not intuitive, but and then once you get it to that helicopter mode, like, it's just, to get all the panels lined up, it's a chore. I will have to say it's probably not one of the most frustrating X-Transbots that I've transformed, but it's just so disappointing. Like, I mean, we should have known from the rip that what it was going to be like, but you know, after messing with their Devastator pieces, like very well engineered, were just, I don't know, what is this thing, 3 years in the making? It does the tune look, and that, I mean, that's what I want. And I think once it's in combined mode, as long as you don't mess with it and it's just standing there and looking pretty, you get that pose, you'll be good. Other than that, yeah, I can't really recommend it. It's just, this is going to be one of those bots that I put on once I get them all together, it's going to be in combined mode. It's going to stay in combined mode, and I'm not going to move it much. Hopefully everything's sturdy. We still have Hotspot. Not sure when that's releasing, but yeah, would not recommend unless you need unless you want tune and you need the bigger size where the MMC is a little bit smaller. But that's all I got for this one. If you could like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, share the video. Also check me out on all the other social medias. I'm on TikTok, X, Instagram. I'm on Facebook page. It's all at Tyler1980_collects. Links will be in the description. And that's all I got for this one. I'll see you on the next one. Take care and peace.